Nick Tran, and Nick Tran asks, "What's the worst moments that the fighting game scene has seen, in my opinion?" And this is an awkward question. Um, the reason I think it's awkward is what do you say is part of the fighting game community and what isn't? Like, I mean, or like you could argue that it's just stuff that happens at tournaments or streams or blah 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 blah, and people what people do outside of that in their own lives. There's always going to be dickheads, and do you count what they do outside of the tournaments? Like what is the low point? Um, but speaking of for me personally, there's things that really annoy me, behaviors that annoy me, unprofessional ones. Um, and I actually made a note on this. The things that really, really annoy me, right? And again, this might be considered outside of the remit of the fighting game community, but for example, Noel Brown's behavior, right? Um, that time he threw the dig at the guy in the cast, and there was people saying he was slagging him, he was giving a hard time, he was poking at him where he shouldn't have been. I, as an adult, have never thrown a punch at someone in anger. And it doesn't matter how hard people have tried to make me do so. I haven't done it. That's what civilized grown-up people do. And I'm not a civilized grown-up person. But you don't start fights as an adult. You just don't do it, right? Um, if any of this stuff that they're talking about now is, if it's true, yeah, he was provoked, but you still don't attack people. You just don't do it. You know, if what they're saying is true, Noel could have destroyed that guy's life just by putting it out there. You don't get to punch someone. Another thing that would have annoyed me was, that stuff with ours on that reality TV show that they did. But the thing with that is, again, like, is that fighting game's fault? Like, I mean, that was his behavior. He has said sorry for it. So, like, that was a low moment for fighting games. Call Kotaku is the new thing. Um, it's a pity that he gave Kotaku that kind of ammunition to go against the fighting game community. I know he feels sorry for it. I don't want to go on about it, but that was a low point for the fighting game community. For me personally, I basically find any really sexist or homophobic comment that's made in a way that isn't supposed to be ironic. If someone's just going, "Oh, you gay," like that kind of stupid shit. We're adults again. That's 16-year-old stuff. Like, if you want to appeal to that kind of crowd, that's your lookout. But I personally, like, I mean, if I hear an adult making a joke like that, "Oh, you gay," my opinion of them drops. So that's just me, though. I know everyone's different, but that's it. Sexism or homophobia or anything like that just really annoys me to an incredible degree. Um, which is funny because there's another story where there's a little bit of a gay joke, not made by anyone from this community, but it's kind of funny. But yeah, that kind of stuff really annoys me, and they're the real low points, I think, for the fighting game community. That's the kind of stuff we should be trying to get away from. That we should be saying that's not us, and it isn't us. Like, by and large, the fighting game community, even the worldwide bits that I've been involved in, because I haven't just been involved in Ireland, have been very friendly and very cool. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm in a bad mood now. um, Oh, and he asked about for Ireland as well, for locally, what was a kind of a low point. There was a tournament where we were sending someone to Evo, and unfortunately, and the guy who did it made the mistake, has owned up and he said sorry and everything. But it caused a bit of friction for a while, and the wrong guy got told basically you're going to Evo. Uh, Now you mightn't realise, but a trip to Las Vegas from Ireland, that's expensive, and that's a good prize to have earned. So that caused a bit of friction for a while. It's all sorted now, though. But that was a low point. That was a low point. Right. Quick drink. Next one is from Shin Guile. Oh, Shin Guile. Shin Guile uploads a load of Guile content for us Guile players, and he's a good lad. So Shin Guile's question is: I've lost it. Way to go, Doom. Very professional. Why did you stop uploading your matches? I enjoyed your matches and your tutorials. Quick answer to that is I haven't stopped uploading my matches. I just haven't been playing in a tournament recently. That will be addressed very, very shortly. I have at least 4 or 5 Guild matches about to be uploaded from Day of Champions 9.5 Beervolution that we played on Evolution weekend when we got pretty hammered. But yeah, they'll be coming up shortly. You'll be seeing me playing, fighting against Akuma with Guile, Honda with Guile, and Ryu with Guile, I think was recorded. But also there's a few DJ matches because I'm using DJ to cover a couple of Guile's bad matches now at this point. I'm sick of guessing with the anti-airs, so I'll just use up kicks instead. So in some matches that just works out better. But yeah, that's the short answer for that. I never stopped. I just didn't have the opportunity to record me playing. I don't actually hold my Guile in very high regards. So if there's another better match to record, I'll record that. You know. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. As for online matches and tutorials and things, with regards to the online matches, I really don't think there's any worth in me just uploading matches that I'm playing, especially when you're doing what you're doing, because you're uploading all the really good Guile matches from Xbox Live. So who'd be interested in seeing some average Irish Guile when you can have Ace's videos or Le Suids or from France or whatever. So you know, I don't really see the value in me uploading a bunch of my online matches. And as for tutorials, I do only I'm a very mediocre Guile when it comes down to it, and I'm not huge on the idea of recording too many of those tutorial things because they'd have to be for a very relatively low level of player, and I'd be worried about uploading. You know, like the way I play a match mightn't be the best way to play a match. It's just the way I do it. So I don't know. Maybe if people want me to do more, I will. But as it stands, I don't. Until the next iteration of Street Fighter 4 comes out, I'll probably do whatever new tech appears for Guile and that. I'll do a few little short tutorials, and hopefully they'll be all right. But until then, I can't really see me doing another tutorial. Maybe I'll do a basic DJ one with some easy punishes or something. Maybe people are like that. I don't know. But there you go. There'll be plenty more Guile footage coming up shortly. Right. Onion asked who's the best commentator apart from me. Already answered. Maybe Dreddy as well. He's another very, very good commentator. Okay. Here comes a big one. This will be the biggest question I address here. How did the whole hate on Lee thing for fun start? Well, Lee, by the way, is Lithro. Lithro is another very prolific Irish video game, Irish fighting game video maker. He's a Marvel player. Original Pie asked this question. The first thing that you have to understand is we're not actually hating on Lee, on Lithro. It's a really common thing in Irish humour that if someone from your set of friends gets successful, that you rib them, that you make sure they don't get too big-headed now. Yeah, you did well, and we're happy for you. We are happy for you. Don't go mad. Don't let the success go to your head. It's a really traditional thing. In nastier people, it turns into begrudgery. It's like, why did he do well and I did that? And it is not that at all. Personally, I have to say, I have a huge amount of time for Lithro. A massive amount of time for him. He has been consistently helpful to me. He turns up whenever he can to tournaments. He helps out with videos. He makes trailers for me. He gives me content. He gives me shoutouts on his channel, which is, he doesn't need to do it. He is many times bigger than me. For the record, Lee is a legend. I'm a very good friend. Well, what happened was, so this running joke about, slagging Lee and his scrubby style and everything got out onto my YouTube channel from some of the commentators. And some of Lee's fans, which I assume you are one of, I'm not saying you did this, but some of his fans picked it up the wrong way and took it very, very, very seriously that we were insulting. Not me, I've never done it. But that's some of the lads on commentary were insulting Lithrow. So, again, with the Irish sense of humour, when these people took that up wrong, that's the thing that spurred them on to continue doing it. It was nothing to do with Lee at that point. It was trolling people who thought it was serious. And then it became like a wrestling thing where you know, Onion would prod Lee and Lee would prod Onion back. And all the time it was a bit of fun. So, like, you have to understand that people are like, ooh, hate on Lee, hate on Lee. The people who are hating on Lee are talking to Lee as best of buds at a tournament. So, like, it's not like that thing that Mike Ross did with Jago, where like, ooh, we'll manufacture a situation where we don't like each other, right? Because this is actually the type of jokes that Irish people will make against each other. There's a video on my channel called Everybody Hates Doom.
Oh my god, that's obnoxious. That's obnoxious!
Which is just various different people insulting me while I'm playing. Just clips from different matches. I'll probably link it here just to prove a point. So this is just Irish humour. It's just witticism. It's usually quite funny. But the second that people stop going on about it in the comments on YouTube is the second, I promise you, is the second that no one ever makes a Lee's so scrubby joke again. I'm sorry if that's not the answer that you wanted, but it is genuinely the truth. So that's that one. Alright, moving on. Next one is BlazBlue1991, and he asks, what's your room setup for recording? Do a video on that. Yes, I will. I don't actually record at home at all. I'm actually looking at my giant box, my giant silver box over there, that if you've ever been at an Irish tournament, you'll see. And I'm planning to get everything out of it. I'm going to put it out like a diagram on a table. And I'm going to get a good camera, and I'm going to show how everything links up and where everything goes. So hopefully people who want to start recording can use this. And then I'm going to do a series of videos, one by one, where I take each step of the process. I'm thinking starting from which console you use and working my way through to the computer at the end. And I'm going to go through what I know about every step of the process, and hopefully I'll be able to help a few new people start recording. This is the goal. There's a lot of people who are able to record at home now, and they stream and blah, blah, blah from their front room, and that's fine and dandy, but that is a complete different kettle of fish to having a mobile recording kit that you can bring from location to location and doing it without causing an insane amount of lag. So that has always been my goal, and I'm pretty much there. There's just a few more bits and pieces I need to pick up to have what I would consider the perfect recording kit from it. I'm on my way. But I will absolutely do that. I think it would be very, very helpful for some people out there. I already give quite a bit of advice on the videos and on boards.ie in the game recording forum, so I think that could be good for me. It'll probably get me a lot of views, a lot more so than your average random fighting game video. And it'll also be good for people who want to do that, so I definitely will. Okay, next one is from Rauren. He asks, what's your favourite alcoholic beverage? I have two favourite alcoholic beverages. On a nice day like this, sorry, Zeus is just moving. On a nice day like this, I like a nice cold French cider. My dad lives in France, and he often sends me over cider. And it's gorgeous. I like cider. I don't like Bulmers. That's rubbish. I like real cider. Nice ice cold cider on a warm day in a stein, keeping it cool, is the best drink. It's awesome, and I recommend everyone try it. And my second favorite drink, the special drink, is rum punch. And I had a few rum punches in Barbados on holidays once, and oh my god, rum punch with they used to like blend an entire banana into it. Gorgeous. So they're my two favourite drinks. Okay, what's next? We're nearly there. Chris Wilson asks, congratulations Doom, well deserved, and I'm sure we'll be celebrating the million in no time. Actually, we're at 510,000 already, so yeah, actually it doesn't look like it will be too long. My question is, Just going to quickly cut this in. I actually skipped a question. There's a lot of questions. One of the questions was, I think I already know the answer, but what's your highest placing in a tournament that wasn't just people from the Irish FGC? Now, people from the Irish fighting game community already know the answer to this, and they know it ad nauseum. So I'm not going to make them sit through the story again, because I know some of them are going to watch this video. So I'm going to make a second video, which is all about the story about the time I came top 8 in an international tournament. And hopefully it'll be funny for some of you. What are some of your most memorable occasions so far since the Irish fighting game scene's emergence? That could be another one. I might, depending on how long this is taking, I might throw in, cut in a few videos at this point. The first one, I guess, would be Cobblecog versus Terry, Anima X. And the reason I mentioned this was, at the time, Cobblecog was a completely dominant force in Irish Street Fighter. I mean, completely dominant. Literally won every tournament we had. Every tournament. Doesn't matter who showed up, he won everything. He's from Northern Ireland. And this guy, Terry, was playing Rufus. He's very hard working at the old Street Fighter. And he came second, but he got to the point where he managed to take a few rounds off Cobblecog, and the room exploded. Absolutely exploded. And it was the first time that I heard the Irish scene get hype, properly hype. Not just a polite golf clap. People were going nuts. And it's happened more and more since then, but that was the first time. And it made me feel like there was something more that the fighting game community had for me. Like, it was fun up to that point, and then it became like, oh, I love this stuff. So, Cobblecog versus Terry, that would be definitely one. And next would probably be at our second EVO qualifier, Steve-O versus Hound. In the grand final, had a reset double KO.
Unlucky with a lot.
Great Ultra. Option select Ultra 2.
How sick is Hand?
He better not die. Oh my god, he better not die. Oh, and it's a draw game.
Oh my god, this shit is scripted. What do we do?
You go again, yeah. You play it again.
AJ's the boss. Let's see what he says.
Yeah.
This tournament's so hype.
That was crazy.
After an option select Ultra from Hound, that was just an amazing set. Full of ups and downs. I love that set. Should definitely give it a watch if you're into Street Fighter. Probably not as high level as it could be. Not Americans. But that was a great set. Next one probably be Steve-O again. Steve-O versus Problem X. For people who aren't from Ireland, tends to have the Republic of Ireland tends to have a rivalry with the UK. Like a very, very, very long-running, but thankfully friendly now, rivalry with the UK. Problem X is one of the best players in the UK. He came over to our EVO qualifier, and he got Steve-O in the final. So he got to the finals, and Steve-O beat him after a long, punishing, difficult set. But our guy bet the UK guy in our front garden. Place explodes.
Answer it again. What's up?
Oh, he fucking tests him.
Okay,
and
at
he
least
gets
it's at a
CP.
meter.
Misses the combo.
And
Steve-O wins!
Steve-O takes it 2 years in a
In
row.
a row against UK competition. Steve-O Nevo wins.
Defends
the
his title.
qualifier. Unbelievable play from Steve-O.
See you guys in Vegas.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Oh, they're draping the Irish flag around Steve-O. They're holding him up on the king's chair.
Oh my god.
Fucking
Excellent. Unbelievable.
Oh, you can hear the Fields of Athenry being sung in the back.
Everyone goes, what a tournament! Success! So that was a great moment as well. Another moment that I have very fond memories of, went to Cannes this year, and there was a whole bunch of us, and we were very, very tired when we got home. There was a lot of drinking on this trip. When we got home, Doyler was there like, oh, I need to go away now. I need to go away now. This was so much fun. Let's do it. Let's do it. When's the next tournament? And that's just a small moment, but, you know, it's stuck in my head as a happy one. And around the same time, I realized how cool the fighting game community is worldwide, because Dominion's my favorite player, and I met him. Had a few drinks with him. But I also realized I've now played 3 of the absolute best players in the world. I've played 2 of the gods of 2D fighting games. I played Mago and Takedo. I'm a random guy in Ireland, like, and I've played 2 of the literal best in the world and had fun doing it. And what other kind of hobby can you do that where you can easily interact with the best people in the world? And that's why, you know, just seriously good, you know. That one's from Nutrient. That question, I think, yeah, that's it really. That's the whole lot. I think that's a good kind of thought to leave it on. That's what fighting games does that's special. That, you know, I was sitting there watching Evo the other night, and I was watching people that I played, you know, and I'm just some random guy, and that's an amazing feeling, really. You know, I was up for Takedo. I was up for Takedo because of the whole Fergus thing as well, because he's such a good sport. And when I met him the year after, he remembered it as well. He even met Fergus, and he seemed happy that he did well in his exams. And that's the cool thing about the fighting game community worldwide. It's despite being international and perhaps getting bigger and bigger and going very esports soon or whatever, it's a bunch of people working off a small scale all over the world who can even get to know each other. And that's really, really, really cool. So that's a good thing to leave it on. So I will leave it here, but I have one thing to ask if people want to mention it in the comments. Do people want to see more stuff like this? Do you want to hear me talking about stuff? I know I've a very unique perspective as someone who records a lot of videos who isn't Spooky or I Play Winner or anything like that. So, you know, if you want more talking head videos from me, it's something I consider. But I'm not going to do it if it's just going to piss people off. So, you know, I'll leave that there. Feel free to comment on that. And thanks very much. Goodbye.